Hello, this is Adam Began, and I'm the host of Historically Haunted Show, where I talk about some very rare historical and haunted locations that I visited. I also interview some of the very best in the paranormal and cryptozoology field. So tune in every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Paranormal King Radio Network. And prepare to be educated about the unknown.
Hey everybody, welcome back, historians, to another great episode of Historically Haunted Show, right here on the one and only Paranormal King Radio Network. This week, I got some special guests this week. I say that every week because all my guests are special, but this is kind of a rare treat. It's a mother and son team. It's DOA Supernatural. It's a mother-son team from Torrington, Connecticut. They've investigated some pretty interesting places. And they're pretty, famous and have also that are pretty famous places. And they've also investigated some well-known investigators. So they've been around the scene. They're a little under the radar, so to speak, but it's because they're in it for the right reasons. So right away, let's bring on Brandi, DOA Supernatural, and Eliot, her son. What is up, you two?
Hey, how are you?
Hello.
Hey guys, what's going on? How are you?
Pretty good.
I'm good.
Good. Thank you guys for coming aboard. I wanted to bring on something a little different because you don't hear this every day. You hear a lot of different types of paranormal teams. So Brandi, I take it if you're in this team with your son, you must have been into this a long time. How long have you been into this? How long have you felt the paranormal?
Ever since I was little. Mostly all paranormal investigators, they grew up in a haunted house, which I did. When I was little, I used to live in Torrington, Connecticut, and basically I would feel like it felt like somebody was like hitting me on the head with like a tire almost, and it was just a weird feeling. And I would tell my mom and dad, and they were like, "Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, but I know what I felt." And then I had to wind up one of those musical dolls, and that would go off every night for no reason. So I just knew that somebody was there with me. And Then eventually I moved to Goshen with my mom and my grandmother. And we lived in a very, very haunted old house. It was a farmhouse, and just everybody in that house had some sort of experience. My aunt used to live in one part with her husband. Me and my mom lived in one room, and then my grandparents had their rooms. And my aunt woke up one night to a light flashing in her eyes, and it was a flashlight, and it didn't have a battery in it. It was just like weird stuff would happen. And then
It sounds like not to cut you off, but have you done any research? The house sounds like it's got to be into the 1800s. It sounds like it's been there.
Yeah,
and it sounds like it's been built on and stuff, but
yeah, definitely. No, so we found out it was the caretaker. His name was Gus Finsky, and we found out that he was the one more than likely that was haunting the house because he just didn't want to leave because that was his job, was to caretake the house. So.
Wow. Holy, yeah. Especially as you know, because I'm a Maine boy, I'm a New England boy, and you're in Connecticut. New England is a grounding bed for the old school settlers and natives. So there's a lot of spirits that could be there even before the house was built. Connecticut itself is known for the Revolutionary War, Benedict Arnold, all that stuff. So you have some crazy ties there. Let's jump right into your son, if you don't mind, Eliot. What's up, dude? How old are you? Right? I just gotta ask, how old are you? I'm just curious.
I'm 22.
Okay, how long have you been doing this with Mom? How long have you been into this?
Ever since I was a kid. When I was a kid, actually, I used to be able to see and talk to spirits. As I grew older, though, that kind of went away. But the house we lived in was extremely haunted, and there was actually so many ghost stories that every night my bedtime story would be a ghost story. And
I love that. Sorry, I love
yeah.
that.
And then
Wow.
every house that I've moved into and lived in since then, whether it be house or apartment, has always been haunted. And
Wow.
I really like talking to the paranormal, and I really like researching spirits and like where they come from and why they're here and stuff.
Wow, you got a fucking pretty good brain. I mean, obviously, I'm not trying to knock you. I know you're young, and people might think you're naive, but yeah, between your mom teaching you and you being your whole life, you sound very mature and very into it. I'm glad you're on our side. I gotta ask, is this you guys' first radio interview or anything?
I was on one back in last April. It was Backyard Road Trips with Zach Lamoth.
Oh yeah, okay, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
What about the big
Yeah,
man?
This is my first radio show.
Oh, sweet. I love claiming the first on some people because you, my friend, have a good future, and you sound like you're right into it. And I wanted to snag your mom, too, but hey, you know what? She did another one. That's cool. More power to her because you guys are obviously, I've been friends with Brandi for a while now, since the Warren Con and stuff, even before then. But to get you on the thing, man, some fresh blood, that's killer. So I think it sounds like you're maybe a medium or a sensitive. Does that sound right? I think you've got medium ability, mediumship.
Yeah, we both do actually.
Really?
My mom feels spirits through like she gets nauseous whenever she like comes in contact with anything, whether it be like good or bad. And
Really?
I feel energies very strongly. I can feel the energy of an object, or I could feel like spirits around me, and I can feel if they're staring at me and like where they are in the building or room or whatever. I can't see them anymore, unfortunately.
Do you think it's something you could, if you worked on hard enough, you could get back, or you think it's just maybe maybe learn from some people? Do you think? I mean, it's obviously there. That ability.
Yeah, I think like when I was a child, I must have blocked something in my brain because, as a child, you get really scared when everyone's telling you that you're not supposed to be seeing this stuff. But
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, I've been working to try to get that back, hopefully.
Yeah. Wow, it sounds like you guys are a killer 1-2 combo team. I mean, that's unreal. Let's talk about some of the famous places you guys been, or I don't want to say famous. That sounds kind of quirky, but well-known places, I guess. I guess individually, Brandi, we'll start with you, ladies first. What's your favorite place that you've been to? What's a place that if you could go back, you would go back tomorrow?
Probably Captain Grant. I love that place.
Oh, Sewell Grant's, right? Or I've heard of that, Captain Grant. Is his first name Sewell? Sewell, right? William. Okay, William. Yes, I've heard of that. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about that. What's the lore behind that and stuff?
So we went there for Eliot's 21st birthday because that's what he wanted to do. And we went there, and we went with another paranormal team, Black Crow Paranormal, that is formed with our friend Beth Coletti and her grandson Maddox, and there's another teammate, Lila. They're all children. It's like a little paranormal kids team that I helped Beth form. And
that's cool.
Yeah, it's really interesting. They've been doing a lot of stuff too. Wow. But yeah, so we tried to connect with like the Estes method, and we had Maddox, which is her grandson, sit on the steps, and we put the headphones on him, and he had the SB7, and we got some pretty good results with that. I've never really witnessed it in person until then, so that was pretty interesting.
I've yet to do that. That's my bucket list, the fucking Estes. I saw the Searchers do it. They brought that back.
It worked.
Josh
it definitely worked.
Really? So you got some good, I mean, because essentially one is basically blindfolded, and it is just listening to the headset and saying what it hears. And the other person's asking questions. Neither person can really understand. Right. And then they just put it together, right? Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I videotaped that just to, confirm that we weren't nuts, and you could hear what we asked, and you could hear what he answered.
Wow.
So that was pretty cool. Yeah.
That's I think that's one of the best that's better than orb pictures or anything to me. That's
Oh,
one of
yeah.
the best evidence things would be like this dude's headphones is he's just here. What he heard for a voice like, what's his name? Smith. He said Smith. I asked him what his name was. They don't hear each other. That's fucking
Right.
genius. Oh, I love
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
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 It was definitely a good time. You should try it. Definitely.
Oh, that's cool. I'm jazzed. I didn't get to. I got to try that soon.
Yeah. We stayed in the Adelaide room, which is known to be the most haunted room in the house. And I have the cat balls, which is a pretty good thing to use as well. And so we put that on the dresser and we laid down and went to bed. And all of a sudden I saw like the light bulb go off and I'm like, what? And I luckily had videotapes going that night. I do have it on our DOA Supernatural Facebook page. I put that video up there. And it was just, I don't know, it was mind blowing because like there was no one around it. So
and for those of you that, go ahead. I'm sorry. Well, I was going to say, for those of you who don't know what she's talking about, there's these little round balls, almost like you see, it's like basically like cats would bat at, but you put them there and they light up, and they're not as sensitive as you think. Sometimes you can put them in a room and they don't light up at all, and then sometimes they'll light up some. Sometimes they fucking move because they're very lightweight. They're almost like plastic. Those are pretty cool little trinkets. And like I said, they're not as sensitive as people think. For it to go off like that, that's pretty right. I mean, they're not.
Yeah. I got ours at Stop and Shop in the next town over. So like you can find them anywhere, really, in the pet section.
Ghost hunting on a budget. I love it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Hey,
no.
And I did share your DOA, everybody. It is DOA, like Dead on Arrival. That's all together, no periods. The DOA Supernatural, and they're on Facebook. You can see a little ghosty on there. I did share it in a couple pages earlier. We do have an active chat. Everybody, feel free to ask questions. We got Terry York, King, Nicole, George Cannon, Carlos Nunez, Bill Lyons, and Witch and Life Guide. My girl Heather Caminiti and Dave are all in chat, and they're all saying hello. I don't know if can you guys see the chat? You have to probably have a laptop for that. It's the last link on the thing. There's a chat room. There's a live chat, and people post shit. Some people posted the link to your stuff, and I posted a picture of your page.
Cool.
So let's see, Eliot. What about same question to you now? Let's go back to the question. What's your bucket? I'm sorry. The places that you've been is that your favorite place to go back to? If you could.
Yeah, I would have to say Captain Grant's is my favorite place too, just because of all of the extremely intelligent evidence that we got there.
Wow. Can you tell everybody exactly where that's located for those of you that aren't familiar? Because I know where it is, but I can't think of the top of my head. Like, what town is that in?
It's in Preston, Connecticut. It's like 5-6 minutes away from Mohegan Sun.
Oh, that's where the Warren Con's going to be this year. And Tony Spera and Lorraine's son-in-law and daughter are going to be bringing Annabelle to Mohegan Sun. That's right. Connecticut's packed. I got a lot of my bucket list, and that's right. That's in Connecticut. So let's talk about bucket lists then. What's both your bucket lists if you could go that you haven't been? New Orleans, Salem, Transylvania?
Well, we've been to Salem. That was pretty cool. But my bucket list all time would probably be the Winchester house.
Ooh, yeah. Nicole Gaspard, she actually has a show on this network as well on Wednesdays. She lives out in California. She's been to the Queen Mary and the Winchester house in Alcatraz and shit. That's pretty neat. That's a nice little area. The Winchester house. She's from Connecticut. She's buried in Connecticut, I believe. And the old gun factory in Connecticut. Yeah, bro. I know a lot about that. She's buried there with her father and shit. Yeah. Wow. That'd be... Yes, yeah, Connecticut's killer. I've been to Union Cemetery. The White Lady's been seen and stuff, and the Snedeker House where Haunting in Connecticut happened, the old funeral home there in Southington, Connecticut. Been to that. Connecticut's loaded, dude. New England itself, you follow me. You see, I go every fucking place I can. New England's loaded. Yeah. As much as I want to go out west and stuff, I will eventually, but Connecticut's killer. You guys are in a great spot. Eliot, what about you? What's your bucket list, brother?
I would love to investigate any asylum or sanatorium. I have yet to do that, and I would just love to be locked in there for 24 hours and just get all the evidence I could.
You want to go for the gusto. For those of you listening, because this reaches everywhere. It's going to be on YouTube and Spotify tomorrow and iTunes, but this reaches a lot of different countries. If anybody wants to sponsor this cat to get him into Eastern State Penn or something, you guys want us sponsor him, you know what I mean? Send him a nice, a little free package to 24-hour at your place. As you listening,
Yeah, I would absolutely love that.
jail or sanatorium? Are you picky? Either one, hospital?
Hospital, sanatorium, or asylum.
Asylum. That's what you want. You want the crazy shit. I've been to St. Albans in Redford, Virginia. That's a pretty wild fucking place. St. Albans Asylum. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hang out in the fucking medical morgue in the basement at 2 a.m. and you'll feel some shit you've never felt. But it sounds like you guys are into that. I gotta ask you a question since everybody in the chat is being fucking quiet for once. Everybody always asks millions of questions. Everybody's quiet, so speak the fuck up, guys. But for now, I got a question. Do you guys use gems and sage and all that good stuff before you go out or after you smudge?
I do. I'm actually currently wearing a necklace filled with different crystals and herbs, and I do sage myself after paranormal investigations when I get home. My mom, not so much.
Really?
Yeah,
Brandi?
I like to live life on the edge.
You what?
I like to live life on the edge.
Usually, I don't have to be sexist, but usually it's the chick that's all about the sage, and the dudes are like, "Nah, I don't do that shit."
Yeah,
However, I love my sage, but no shit, no kidding.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
sure.
pretty into the witchcraft part of things, and I do spells stuff on the full moon.
Oh, I love it. You know what's funny? People say that male witches are warlocks. That's not true. In Salem, they even told you male are witches too. Warlocks are like the anti-witch. They're kind of like they're a witch, but they're like in a bad. I don't know. They described it differently, but men can be witches, man. I've been to the Satanic Temple. I bought a witch shirt there with a dude on the broom. So that's cool. I love that shit. I love all that. I'm actually, my girlfriend's got a garden with lavender and all that stuff, and I got my own sage growing in it. She's beautiful, beautiful little sage.
Oh.
So that's cool. To each their own. I'm not knocking you, Brandi. I mean, I know friends that don't believe in any of that shit, and I think if you're strong-willed and you got it, you know what I mean, you're good. I'm gonna ask you guys a question. Have you ever been so scared? Have you ever been caught by a demon or a bad entity or anything that's got you to like, holy fuck, I'm in over my head here?
No. Most of the places that we've investigated have been pretty tame so far. I mean, we've come in contact with like a handful of negative entities, but nothing that seriously scared us or thought that we were gonna be like hurt in some way by it.
Okay. Well, you know what? That's good. Because then everybody and their brother goes, I've seen demons. And like people say, there's not as many as you think. Oh, okay, what will they do? Okay, so George Cannon. Thank you, George. He's an avid listener. Appreciate you, George. You know that very much. Thank you for tuning in again this week. He asked, DOA Supernatural, what would you ever do if you did come across a demon? Is there someone you could reach, or would you try to handle it yourself?
So we're pretty good friends with Sean Austin. He's a demonologist. And
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Oh, yeah. So he's like one of my best friends. And so I definitely would rely on him to help us.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
No, that's good, because I think some people sometimes don't realize, like me, I'm more of a historian. So if I'm in over my head with that shit, I'll reach an exorcist before I try to be an exorcist or something, you know. I'm not going to try to play every hat in the field, you know.
Yeah.
Someone asked, excuse me, Nicole, if you've been, well, if I've been, but I guess any of you, have any of you been to Sarah Winchester's grave? I haven't yet, no.
But I'm going to hopefully sometime this summer, because I know Midnight Mary is also buried there. I don't know if you've ever heard of her.
Oh, shit. Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
she's
fuck.
buried in the same cemetery.
Me and Heather should come down to Connecticut, and we can all go out, us four. We'll all go check it out. Me and you're friends with Heather Kiminiti, my girlfriend, Witch and Life Guide.
I think so.
You might be.
If not, sure. I will be.
Yeah, she's got her show on every other Thursday. She's getting revamped, so she'll probably have you on, I'm sure, eventually. But tour and all that stuff. That'd be cool to have like a little a rendezvous and check that shit out. Most people they go dancing to nightclubs, out to eat. I like to be people in cemeteries. Maybe smoke a joint.
Oh, definitely. I'd rather be in a cemetery. Yeah,
that's why I bring on my people. I don't bring on. I don't need to bring on 55 million people that have been on other shows and all these people. As you can tell, the show's very open. And like I said, I got to appreciate you guys for coming on. And
yeah, no,
it's
thanks for having on.
Oh, absolutely. It's my pleasure. I'm gonna go off subject a little bit. What do you guys listen to for tunes? You guys hard rockers, country, rap? Like,
So
what's a
I'm a
band?
little bit of everything.
Me too. Everything.
I
Name
would
drop some
sing
shit.
show tunes to him when he was little to make him sleep.
Oh,
So
I love that. My mom was Italian. She used to sing to me too. Music really makes the soul happy. I think that's God's number one thing was music. And
Yeah,
not to get
definitely.
religious, but you know what I mean. But that's cool. So what about bands and shit? You guys into like Godsmack or like Slipknot type of shit?
I like Godsmack, but I like Hailstorm the best, I think. I'm going to have to go with them.
Hailstorm. Yep, she's a good vocalist.
Yeah.
I'm more into like the pop punk scene. Like my most favorite band is Set It Off, and I also like Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco, My Chemical Romance, and stuff like
Okay.
that.
Yep. I like 30 Seconds to Mars is good too. That the Kill song is great with The Shining.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, some of that screamo shit's pretty cool. I do like some of that shit too, so that's cool. We do get a question. Okay, which in life guy? My girl Heather wants to know. Have you? Oh, this is on a bucket list of mine, and it's morbid as fuck. And I get it. It's sad, but I know. Just bear with me. Let me finish. It's morbid, but maybe you've been there. Have you guys visited the woods of the Sandy Hook, Connecticut, where they found the Sandy Hook shooting and the Sandy Hook idol, the satanic idol? But the shooting, of course, was there too. But have you ever been to that town? Have you ever stuff like that? I know there's a memorial there.
I have
Great
never
question.
heard of that, but I'm willing to, go there. But I mean, Sandy Hook for us is about 30 minutes away. So
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we saw the statue when we went to the Warrens Paracon last year. I'm pretty sure it was on display.
I don't know if that was that one, was it?
Wait a minute. Hold on. I know, but just hold on a second. Stop for a second. You guys went to the thing last year. We did too. We didn't meet up at all. You guys didn't get selfies with me on the selfie thing.
Honestly, I did see you, but I felt like you were busy, so I didn't stop. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's bullshit. Well, when I see you at this one, right? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I get ADD, so I'm always thinking 20 minutes ahead of the time. So I talk a
No,
lot.
it's okay. No, I actually said to Eliot, I'm like, hey, that's Adam. I know him, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking dope. I wish you guys would have came over next time for sure.
I think you were talking to a group of people or something, and yeah.
No, maybe it was Tony and them in the beginning, but Eliot, you're right. If you guys went to that, the satanic idol was there. That wooden thing that was really tall with like the blue eyes and the long horns. That was found from a hunter. Yeah, in Sandy Hook woods. He was hunting in the woods and found that. And the kid that killed all those kids in Sandy Hook, his house was actually burned down or torn down on purpose, and it's a vacant lot now. And they had the address. Not that I know I'm into serial killers, but not that I like them. I'm the whole mystique of Ed Gein. You know what I mean? Of course, I don't want to be his stew, but I think it's kind of intriguing, the whole thing. Are you guys get into that at all? Serial killer type shit or anything offbeat like that?
I'm into serial killers. Yeah, I watch those documentaries all the time.
Yeah, me too.
Next time you guys are in New Hampshire, I'll bring in H.H. Holmes' Childhood Home, America's first serial killer that everybody thinks was Jack the Ripper there. He had the murder castle in Chicago, and they based American Horror Story off him. Yeah, he was born and raised in Gilmington, New Hampshire. I've been to his house. The current order came out. She goes, are you here because of H.H. Holmes? I go, yeah. And she gave me a brick. I got it stuff from the walkway. She goes, don't do any satanic rituals. I go, no, I promise.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. So shit. What do you guys like to do in your spare time for fun? You guys just research stuff and literally just practice your craft? Or do you guys into different leagues or anything? Like,
So, kind of like off the paranormal path, I actually am a volunteer EMT for New Hartford Ambulance. Yeah. So I see a lot of, I'm pretty morbid too. So.
Wow. Well, Hartford, wow. Thank you. Well, I just want to say real quick, thank you for your service. That is much needed. No, seriously, God bless you. That is a much needed. I couldn't do it. I saw my grandfather die when I was 9, and I go to hospitals and I have panic attacks, and they give me those brown bags to breathe in because I fucking can't breathe. And I'm a big tough guy, right? So, we need people like you, and you've seen some shit, girl. So kudos. Wow. Hartford's a big fucking city.
Yeah, and I'm actually on the animal medical side of things, and I work at a kennel slash daycare full time, but I'm also going to college to be a certified veterinary technician, and I'm actually doing an externship right now out of that hospital.
Wow. Wow. Well, thank you too. I love animals more than humans. I'm sorry, but I do. That's why I hunt ghosts and go to graveyards, because fucking the living drive me nuts.
That's why I'm an EMT.
But I mean, seriously
I
though,
couldn't do anything with animals because I love animals way too much. But people, I can have no problem scraping them off the ground. I don't care.
it's funny that you guys are the same, but in a way, I don't want to say opposite, but you guys fill different gaps in a way. That's kind of neat. Um, um, so who else is in your team besides you two? Do you guys have anybody else, or is it just kind of just you two?
For the most part, it's just us two.
Yeah,
Well-
sometimes my boyfriend tags along, and sometimes my mom's boyfriend tags along too.
Oh, I was going to ask you if you guys had partners that maybe jumped along. A lot of people in this field, it seems like their partners don't. Like I'll be like, oh no, they stay at home and I go out to the graveyards. I'm like, me and Heather go out together, and I feel like that brings us closer when you're in it together. I was going to ask you, when it comes to your partners and stuff, did they accept you guys, your gifts and stuff? I mean, that must be hard to be like, yo, I listen to dead people sometime. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I think so. I hope so.
No, I'm sure. I mean, they're still there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, let's see. Okay. Nicole Gaspard, who runs Real Haunted Connections every Wednesday here at 10 p.m. on Paranormal King Radio Network. Hi, Nicole. She's a published author. She's part of the Warren Legacy Foundation with me. We both work for Chris McKennell, who's the grandson of Ed and Lorraine Warren. She's got a question for you both. DOA Paranormal, she says, what are your thoughts on scrying? It's like crying with a C at the front of it. And have you tried it?
That is my topic. I
Oh,
love
fuck.
scrying.
You lit right up. I never heard of that. Fuck, enlighten me, brother. That's my topic, he says.
I actually had one of my paranormal friends who lives in Arizona. I bought the mirror for it, but I shipped the mirror to her, and she made me my own scrying mirror under the October 31st full blood moon that happened, I think in 2020 or 2019.
Yes, the blood moon. Was it a Halloween era around that time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was on October 31st.
That's right. It was a full moon, and there was corona, so no one went trick or treating. What a fucked up. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. That's intriguing that you know all this. You're teaching me, so I'm excited. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, I have that mirror, and I also have another scrying mirror that was blessed under a full moon. And I know about water scrying too, but I don't really do that much. But I also do like tarot cards, and I read pendulums and stuff like that.
Wow. So you're full on witch when it comes down to it. Brandi, do you believe in this stuff too? Do you kind of just pass it off, or you believe in it, but it's just not your thing, or do you do it too, dabble in it?
Oh no, I definitely dabble in the pendulums.
Okay. Dowsing rods.
I have like a collection. I do dowsing rods. Actually, I went to the Mark Twain house a couple years ago, and it was like 4 people and the tour guide, and for some reason they had them on the floor in Mark Twain's like living room, and nobody knew how to use them. So I picked them up. I'm like, all right, let's just do this. So then the tour guide asked questions, and I was doing the dowsing rods, and they were answering appropriately. She's like, I've never witnessed this in my life. I'm like, well, here you go.
Wow. Mark fucking Twain's house. Mark Twain used to visit an author here in Maine, real quick. Sarah Orne Jewett, America's first female author. Excuse me for burping. I'm drinking a beer and smoking a joint, so I'm a little buzzed. But, wow, Brandi, you know your shit. Mark Twain's house in Connecticut, guys. Connecticut's got so much lore. That big bridge with the bulldogs. They had that bulldog battle. There was a bulldog on the bridge and all this shit. The guy that's buried he got killed for having a beard or something is in Connecticut. Wow, Mark Twain's house. You picked up dowsing rods in his living room, Brandi, and these things spoke to you. And then weren't yours then? Or did you take them with you?
No.
Or did they just... Wow.
they were just there for, like, the tour guide didn't even know why they were there. And
Get
I'm
outta
just
here.
like, well, I'm going to pick them up and try to use them and just ask questions. And like I said,
Wow.
it was answering her questions appropriately. And she's like, wow, I can't believe this is happening. I'm like, yeah.
Wow. You see how questions happen? Thank you, Nicole, for your question about the scry, because Heather's looking at me. She's my witch, and she's looking at me. Go, come on. She actually shared that scry, or SKRI, is how they pronounce it, is a verb. Oops, things gonna switch, and it means basically, let's see, it's a scrying foretells the future using a crystal ball and/or other reflective objects like a mirror used for scrying. Like Eliot said, so you use a mirror. Wow, that's very intriguing. That reminds me of the Conjuring mirror, which was there because the guy uses it to summon spells and see demons. Is that the same thing, Eliot? You've heard of the Conjuring mirror that the Warrens have. You saw that, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
That was at the Warren Con too. I remember the big mirror. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that summoning demons like scrying? I'm confused. Just enlighten me. Is that the same thing or no? Like summoning things.
I believe that I think it's different because scrying is more like talking to spirits that like want to talk to you. Like it could be your ancestors or family members or
I
something that
see.
you're trying to get in contact with. And I think summoning mirrors are more like you're trying to summon a spirit for a specific task.
Which is worse, obviously, because when you want something and they do it, they want it back tenfold. They want it back times whatever. Like if you ask for
Yeah.
a deed, you get it, man. You got to pay up. So yeah, you got to be careful. Do you guys lean into that shit at all? If you don't mind me asking, I know you're both into witchcraft, but you're into the good side, right? You guys into like the voodoo type shit? You guys don't go crazy, do you?
I think it's interesting, but I probably would never dabble in that.
Yeah, I tend to stay away from the negative stuff just because I believe in the threefold rule where whatever you do, it comes back to you 3 times over. So
Yeah.
I don't really like to deal with negative stuff.
I mean,
Fucking
have I
A.
ever wished it? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But no,
Brady's like, if I could have a voodoo doll, I'd have one. But what of it? No, seriously,
Yeah.
Brady, you raised a smart young fucking soul here. I'm not even gonna put you in a classification of a thing. You're a soul, Eliot, and you're a fucking smart young. You're gonna go far. Oh wow, it's my pleasure to be your first and fucking to introduce you to the world. So for you guys listening, this is a mother and son team with their partners, but basically them two, kind of like me and Heather with Historically Haunted Paranormal. But this is DOA, one word, DOA, Dead on Arrival, I guess. Is that what it stands for?
it could go a couple different ways. We chose DOA just because of the EMT store. I thought it was a good name. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it could be like Dead on Arrival. It could be Dead or Alive. It could be however you want to take it, honestly.
I love that.
It's
Well,
kind
yeah,
of up in the air.
It's like a musician's lyrics. It's however you want to take it, right? That's killer.
Yeah.
I love you guys' attitude. We're a half hour in. We got a half hour to go. This is a lot of fun. We're gonna get into some great shit, but real quick for those because people drop off halfway and they get bored and all that bullshit. Where can people find you guys? You guys on Facebook and YouTube and shit? You guys want to go ahead and enlighten everybody where to find you?
So we are on Facebook. I have my own that I do is like the Brandi _DOA Supernatural. That one you can find me on Facebook. We do have the DOA Supernatural Facebook page, but I tend to do more with my DOA Instagram. But we also do have TikTok. I don't know. I just find it so hard to like keep up with all of them. So I kind of just tend to deal with mine. But I do, mention Eliot a lot on them too. So, like if I go somewhere that he doesn't, then I'll just post it under mine. But DOA Supernatural will always be tagged somehow, some way.
That's good to know. And it's easy to find because I would honestly, right when I typed in DOA and I put in super, not even natural, you guys came up. There's not exactly a lot named DOA, which is good. You're easy to find, so that's good.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say it's funny because every time you get used to something, like as soon as I got used to Instagram, TikTok, or whatever the fuck came out, I'm like, what the fuck now? Sign up a whole new thing, make a whole. But it goes, well, it's branching. You got to make a name. So I'm like, oh yeah, Christ, I'm just trying to make a YouTube channel. That's hard enough. So, but we're having a lot of fun here talking to Brandi and her son Eliot of DOA Paranormal or Supernatural. I'm sorry. what's one of your what's your first case together? What's your first big like trip together, Brandi, that you remember taking him and going, here we go, let's go do it. Are you ready? You know what I mean? Like breaking him in. What was the first one? Can you remember?
Well, actually, like, I'm going to start from the beginning. So we actually went to the Primitive Crow in Basra, Connecticut, to see Sartori and Cody from Ghost Nation investigate. And we investigated with them and a group of people. And after that, we like went home, and then we came back to the store itself. And we started talking with the owner, Beth, and we were like, yeah, I would love to investigate this place, like, with just me and my mom. And she was like, yeah, let's do it. So, yeah, our first paranormal investigation, like big paranormal investigation at least, was at the Primitive Crow. And we actually did an overnight, I think, as our first
You were
one.
all about it.
We did an overnight.
She didn't have to butter you up. She didn't have to try to say, oh, it's going to be okay if you're scared. You literally like, let's go, Ma. I'm down. You've been down with the clown for this for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing holding you back. Oh, I'm sorry. Carlos Nunez, another loyal listener. Thank you so much, Carlos. He's got a great question. Great show tonight. Pleasure to meet you. He says, hey, DOA, Supernatural, how are you? I got a question for you. He says, can you use a flashlight to communicate with the dead? Like, I know the method of using it loose, right? Like loosely putting a flashlight on so it's barely together, right? And then it blinks, right?
Yeah. So we haven't tried that yet. We would like to, but those flashlights are so hard to find. Like if we just look for them at the store. So, I mean, if anybody has any recommendations, probably Amazon. I should try there. But yeah, I'm totally open to using those. Definitely.
Well, that's
we
what
use
I'm
a lot of like K2 meters and stuff like that.
Oh, so you have an arsenal, then you have a little luggage thing or whatever. I'm just skeptical because I feel like everybody and their brother's making equipment now, and it's like, how the fuck do you know what lasts, what works? If I'm gonna pay $300 for a meter, it better fucking work more than a year. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of stuff, it's hard for me to really. That's why I like watching YouTube videos of people that try things out first and kind of get the whole aspect of it. Do you guys use phone apps for anything like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Our favorite phone app is actually called HeyTell, and it literally picks up a pin drop.
Really?
My favorite thing that we've ever caught with that app was we were actually at the Primitive Crow, and we were just talking, and I decided to run the HeyTell app, and we listened back to it, and we actually caught a dog barking.
Whoa, and there's no dog there, I take it.
Well, ironically, next door is a veterinary clinic, and there was no dogs out there because we looked. So I don't know if it's like a remnant of a dog that had passed away there, because they do have a little pet cemetery.
Shit.
Yeah, so we don't know, because it sounded like it was right in the building with us. Like
right next to me.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? And maybe I'm just being silly here, but you know me, I'm a thinker. It sounds like since Eliot, I mean, he's like more or less a veterinarian, so to speak. It's like, was the dog trying to reach to him, considering you're a sensitive clairvoyant, so to speak? And say like, hey,
I'm
you
know
what I mean?
sure,
I mean, you tell me.
I'm not sure, but I love animals, and I think that like any type of paranormal animal thing that we've ever captured is like the best evidence ever.
That is pretty cool. There's a place in Maine, a pond in Acton, Maine, called Loon Pond, Loon, and there's a three-legged black Labrador seen there that goes off into the water and disappears. People go out to try to save it, thinking it's drowning, and it's not there. And I've gone out to try to find it, never seen it, but pretty neat. Yeah, I mean, to me, people don't realize animals are souls too, man. Like, I mean, obviously there's not plant ghosts, but you know what? Maybe there heck it is. Who knows? Anything is open. Do you guys follow? I'm going to ask a question since everybody in chat's being fucking super quiet. Oh, actually, Nicole asked a question. I'm going to ask Nicole's question. I'm going to have one right after. Nicole, thank you for a question again. She says, great show. Have you ever had anything follow you guys home, as far as apparition or like an entity follow you home?
Unfortunately, no.
No, yeah, I haven't.
Unfortunately, no. Brandi, you are
I mean, I
morbid. You want
totally
to get
would
haunted.
welcome in somebody, but
Brandi wants to get haunted.
yeah, definitely.
Unfortunately, no, she says. I love that. That's funny. That got me good. That's a good one. Great question, Nicole. I want to ask, what do you guys stand on aliens and shit like that? Do you guys believe in extraterrestrials? I know it's not quite paranormal, but I think it's under the umbrella, and I love talking about aliens. So, what are your thoughts on that? Your theories?
Yeah, definitely. I fully believe in aliens. I believe that there's no way that we are the only living beings in this entire universe.
That's
And
naive.
I also believe in like doorways to other dimensions, like that are found in like caves and stuff in the middle of the woods. And I believe in cryptids, and I believe in Bigfoot
That was
and
my
all
next
those
question.
types of creatures.
That was my next question. Bigfoot, especially in Connecticut, there's a lot of UFO and Bigfoot and like there's a lot of woods and mountains. You guys, so Brandi, you too, you're kind of quiet over there. Do you believe in aliens and Bigfoot and all that good stuff too? Mermaids?
Yeah, definitely. I know there's been a couple of Bigfoot sightings in like Waterbury recently, for what I read anyway.
Really?
Yeah, if you look it up online, I know that they put out like the Bigfoot expedition group or something like that, because they did have some sightings. But yeah, like even when I was younger, my mom told me a story, because we used to have horses, and she went out there with the dog one morning, and all of a sudden there was no sound, no nothing, and this big beam of light came down, and she was like so scared, and she told the dog to shut up, because she's like, don't say anything, I don't want to get beamed up. But yeah, she like came in and told me about it, and I was like, wow, it's like stuff that you don't ever get to see. And I don't know, I definitely think it's cool.
Why would she make that up for? What, attention for 10 seconds? She didn't go to the news with it. There's some shit. The more you listen, I listened to Fred Richards, UFO Fred there at the WarrenCon, talk about aliens, and he knows a lot of shit. He's part of MUFON. And I've been to Betty and Barney Hill's site in New Hampshire. You guys must have heard of them, the white and black couple that got abducted in the 60s. What was I going to say about Connecticut? Shit, I just got a brain fart. Because you were talking, what town were you just talking about that was in? Okay, I wanted to ask you real quick. Satan's Kingdom is a park in Connecticut where they've seen Bigfoots and stuff. Chris McKellen used to go there as a kid, I guess. You ever been to Satan's Kingdom?
Yep. So Satan's Kingdom is right in New Hartford. It has like the tubing down the Farmington River and all that stuff.
What a fucking name that is, Satan's Kingdom. You guys heard that, right? Satan, like Beelzebub, like the devil.
Yep.
But it's a beautiful thing. There's a lot of shit seen there. So you guys are down with kind of just going around too. You're not really, I mean, you're Connecticut bound, but you guys are willing to travel. Have you been to Maine yet? You've been to my area?
Actually, my grandfather's brother lives up there, so we go there a lot, like Friendship, Maine.
Oh shit, Friendship. That's where they filmed. That's where they filmed. Oh, I can't think. Johnny Depp was in the movie, but it was an old TV series. Fucking, but Barnaby was the ghost. Shadows, Dark Shadows.
Oh,
you ever heard of Dark? Yeah, that was filmed in Friendship, Maine, the outside of the castles by the fucking ocean in Maine, Friendship, Maine. And the first ever. This, for those of you listening, here's a little free advice that I don't give out often. The first ever documented haunting in American history was in Machiasport, Maine, in like 1632 or some shit like that.
Wow.
The guy saw his daughter. Oh yeah, and that's right by Friendship. So next time you guys come up, and I recently moved to Bangor, Stephen King country. So next time you guys come up, we'll go to Stephen King's house and hang out and get that selfie that we never got.
Yeah,
and
that's cool.
And if I'm in your neck of the woods, you guys can show me some of your shit. I would definitely want to check out that place. It's been your bucket list.
Yeah.
Sandy Hook. Yeah, head to Sandy Hook. We got about 20 minutes left. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? We haven't. Oh, I want to talk about something. When you guys have like an investigation, or you're going to go someplace school, do you guys have like an after dinner, or like a big dinner, like a tradition? Let's go have that steak. Let's go have that fucking Sonic drive-in or whatever. Like, what's your traditional meal for like big event?
Yeah, no, actually we do like the pre-investigation, like gameplay dinner. We just go to wherever's closer. Like, we don't really have like a place in mind, but Yeah, like wherever we're going, we just have dinner. I don't know. One time we had Panera. One time we
Ooh.
had seafood. Sometimes we have Mexican. It doesn't matter really.
But you make it, but Brandi, you make it a full event and you make it memorable with your son, with your partner, with your son's partner, whatever, with your friends if you bring them. I'm sure once in a while. But you make it an experience, not just like let's just go do it. Because I think life's about that. God damn it, life's too short, Brandi. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it sounds like you like to have fun, and you guys are in this for the right reasons. You guys. I know you said Sean Austin's a big name. Do you help them? Do you roll with them? Do you offer them material? Do you think this might take off? Are you trying to get it to take off? Or are you just humble and like where you are now?
I'm kind of humble with where I'm at right now myself. But I mean, I met Sean. Actually, I was listening to one of his Q&As one night on YouTube. And I'm like, hey, do you want to come investigate with us? Have you ever done, investigating with a Connecticut group? He's like, no one's ever asked me. So,
Whoa, very
yeah.
down to
So
earth.
I'm like, all right, I did. And
Good for you.
the first place I took him was the Crow, the Primitive Crow. And then since then, like we invite each other on different cases that we have. So
That's a big name to have in your corner. I mean, not that
Yeah.
you're in it to kiss ass or impress anybody,
not
but
at all.
as far as knowledge, to know
Yeah.
to know the Warrens and to know Sean Austin and to know, and me to know you now. You guys have taught me some shit. Elliot's taught me about scrying, for God's sake. My fucking girlfriend's pissed at me that I don't know it already. She's a witness at home. We've been to Salem and shit. I'm learning shit from Eliot. I've had a lot of fun with you guys, man. We got about 50 minutes left. I'll have to have you guys come on my vodcast. It's the visual podcast on Tuesday where I can see your faces. You guys can show me off. Do you guys have any prized possessions or anything you hold dear to you from any of these cases? As far as like just anything, I guess? Like evidence or a rock or a picture or something?
Not from cases, but I actually own around 20 to 23 haunted dolls and various haunted objects.
You got them in cases in a certain area or something? You got them all blocked off?
No, actually, they're free to roam the house. I know that they are positive spirits. I don't let any negative energies into my house.
I gotta admit, you and your mother are fucking crazy. You and your mother are fucking nuts. Both you guys are fucking nuts. That's why I love you.
Good.
Wow, that's fucking intense, Eliot.
I bought them their own shelves, so they have their own shelf, and there's a couple of them that are around my house just because they're better in like the bedroom for like healing energies or better in a different room for different reasons. I have one named Renault who watches over the house. So he is positioned in a spot where he can see both doors that come into my apartment.
Security alarm. Wow.
Yeah.
Protector. I believe in that. I love that, Eliot. Wow. You are so fucking open. Dude, for 21, you said? I'm sorry. I got to cut you off again because I'm an idiot. But 21 or 22?
22.
Wow. So fucking young. Brandi, you've raised an old soul. This fucking cat. No, seriously. I don't know if you were a single mother at the time or if the father's in the picture. It's none of my business. We're not going to talk about that. But what I'm saying is, as a mother, and I love my mother and I miss her very dearly. She raised me very well, I feel. I feel like you've done a great job because, wow, man. I've had some guests, but you handle yourself well, both of you. And I just got to say that. It's a pleasure talking. I cut you off again.
Thanks, you too.
Seriously, Brandi. I've learned a lot tonight, and your boy is shit. I got to work with you guys. We get coming out of Connecticut, and have you guys been to the
down.
The Mystic? No, I want to go to Mystic Pizza because of the movie. I'm a movie buff, but I also want to go to the Mystic River. I believe in the pirate ghosts. You guys believe in that stuff too? Pirate ghosts and stuff like that, like water ghosts.
Yeah.
Where do you guys find your? Where do you guys find your peace more? Like woods, mountain, valley, ocean.
Cemeteries.
Cemeteries, definitely.
That's it, huh? No shit.
Yeah.
My dream house is to live in a house next to a cemetery so I can have it as my backyard.
Heather told me Heather told me because in Maine, in New England, 9 out of 10 old houses have cemeteries because they're family plots and they kind of come with the house. How cool would it be to decorate your old cemetery for Christmas or Halloween, to decorate your own cemetery? How fucking rad would that be?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it? God, you guys are my people. You guys are my fucking people. You morbid bastards. You're Halloween all year, aren't you, Brandi? You probably got skulls hanging on your fucking house.
So funny story. Yeah, I do. I like to collect Ouija boards, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
I actually handmade my own Ouija board.
Shut up.
Cut the wood, painted it, sanded it.
You know you can make money doing that. Wow.
I know. It took like a month, though.
Oh, shout out to Danny Perez. He gets coffin wood from a place in Connecticut, funny enough.
We actually met him. Yeah.
I actually have a coffin wood from him.
Oh, that's good people. He's been on my show. He's been a guest, him and his wife, Lori Perez. We actually got high in the Warren Con, and I smoked a joint in the back of their coffin, or the Portland Con, I forget now. We get the old police truck. I wish you guys would have came up, Brandi. I'm pissed at you for not coming up getting a picture with me and Heather at the Warren Con, you and your son.
I know. I totally knew you too, and I'm like, oh, that's Adam. I want to go say hi, but then
dude, I would have hugged y'all. I'm not a fucking big-headed idiot. I would have hugged y'all. We would have fucking been like, let's take some selfies, motherfucker. So we're due. You guys come to Salem ever? Like, we're literally 2 hours away when I'm not living in Bangor. My girl Heather lives in Saco, Old Orchard Beach, so we're not far. And if you guys come to Maine, I could show you the witch's grave in York, where there's a concrete slab above her grave about 4 inches, so she won't rise from it. And there's money, there's shot glasses, and all that stuff. And it's an epitaph of her. You can see her cleavage on the front. She was an herbalist and an exorcist, and she actually got, I guess, supposedly hung at 28 years old. Mary Nason. Wow. So I'd love to bring you all to some places in Maine. Please come to Maine, hit me up. I say it to everybody, and everybody comes to Maine and they don't hit me up. And I see them go to the Cryptozoology Museum in Portland, and I'm like, I live 10 minutes away. Thanks for hitting me up, asshole. So seriously, you don't have to. But if you're in town, me and Heather would love to hang out with y'all.
Definitely.
Shit. Cool.
I was just in Salem a couple weeks ago, actually.
Oh, fuck. We were too. We went to the Hubie Halloween sites. I love that movie with Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Let's go to Rebecca Nurse Homestead, the witch that was hung or something. Everybody wants to go to fucking all the places where all the dubs hang out and shit and the crowds. I like to go to the parsonage in Danvers where but Tatuba was and the witchcraft started in Danvers, which was Salem Village, and the Rebecca Nurse 1638 homesteads there. So I'd love to do some exploring with you both because you're both grounded. Heather put the parsonage. Thank you, Witchin. Witchin also shared you guys in chat. A couple people are talking about the cemeteries are close, so that's great. Great show tonight. People are saying people are gonna check you out. Hopefully, fucking throw them a like, share their stuff, follow them, like their stuff on TikTok. Support these guys. DOA is doing it the right way, and it's a mother-son combo. You don't fucking hear that ever. So that's a killer little fucking team. That's pretty cool, dude. I like that. I've heard of like brothers and husband wife and all that shit, but a mother-son's pretty neat. So which one of you is the tech person? Are you both techie?
Yeah, for the most part.
I'm sort of techie. Like right now, I'm actually working on building my own spirit box. I bought guitar pedals, wires, the PSB7 I hooked up to it, and I bought a speaker, and I currently bought an old radio shell that I'm gonna like gut out and put all my guitar pedals in it and build it up to be an actual spirit box.
Holy fuck. Sorry. But I mean, why aren't you making money? You could be making good for you, dude. You have wow. This cat is going to be the future of the paranormal at such a young age, man. It is. Wow. I'm so glad that because I asked your mother originally, because I don't think I'm friends with you. I don't even know if you're on Facebook, Eliot, if you are, send me a friend request. But I'm friends with your mom for a little bit. I know she's in Connecticut, friends with Dan Riviera. So she's like, do you mind if my partner, my teammate comes on, who's also my son, Eliot? And I thought, all right, cool. And I thought it'd be some young blood who wouldn't talk and be all nervous. But holy shit, dude, you impressed me. And this is my 27th show. I've talked to Tony Sparrow. I've talked to a lot of people, and no bullshit. I got no reason to kiss your ass, but holy fuck, you're an impressive kid, dude. I got to give you credit because the young generation's all just fucking caught up with bullshit, I guess. I know that sounds stupid. But to know that you're down with this field and you're down with respecting the past, where do you guys stand on history? Because you know me, I'm the historian. You guys must obviously respect and love your history, right?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too great at remembering history, but I do like it.
It sounds, well, the thing is, we're all good in our own areas, man. And like I said, it's just me and Heather as here. It's kind of just our own team, and we're kind of the historian witch. So that'd be great. Like, we're more than willing to collab with people, and I say that every week, and no one ever does anything. But when we're in Connecticut, I love to hang out with you guys and go check out some. You guys can show me some cool shit, and I'll buy supper or whatever. And I say that every week, but I mean that.
Around us.
Yeah.
No, there's definitely, like, we can go to like Guntown Cemetery, which is another place that we've been to, which is really, really haunted.
We can go to.
See, you're name dropping shit that most people never heard of. Everybody talks the fucking Conjuring House in Amityville and Lizzie Borden. I love Lizzie Borden. I've been there. But everybody talks the same old. Queen Mary, the whole nine. I want to hear about shit that you know me, Brandi. You follow me, and Eliot, I hope you follow me too. I go to offbeat places that there's thousands of places that need to be remembered. So let's talk a little bit. I'm sorry to cut you off again, but let's talk a little bit about this place you're talking about. I'm dying to hear about it.
Guntown. So it's in Naugatuck, Connecticut, and basically, I think that Lorraine Warren has been there at once upon a time, and they deemed it pretty haunted. We've been there during the day.
Isn't that where that's where the ladies stayed while their husbands went to war, and they lived with their dogs to protect them because their husbands were gone, and a lot of the husbands died, so the ladies lived with their dogs and became what do they call them, spinstresses, because they were old and they didn't remarry, and they were known as witches, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
And there was stuff in rocks like "Don't give up" and "Hope" and all this weird shit. Yes, I've heard of Dogtown.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, I gotta go. Shit. Sorry to swear so much. I'm buzzing now. I've had a couple joints and beers, but you guys are so fun to talk to. I forgot we have a light audience. Terry Yorks and Bill Lyons has joined us. Dave, SMF, whoever that is. Thank you, Bill Lyons. Witchins in chat, still Terry York. A lot of you in chat. Thank you so much tonight, Nicole. All of you for your questions. Great questions. We're at about 8 minutes to go. We can go 5 minutes or so. They'll be a little bit over. I'm having a lot of fun with my guest here, Brandi and Eliot of DOA Supernatural. You can reach them on Facebook, on YouTube, Instagram. I mean,
everywhere.
Go ahead. What's the other one? Spotify, or not Spotify, but TikTok.
Yeah.
So you guys are all over the place. What do you guys like besides paranormal now? What's your thing? You guys into football, wrestling? Do you guys watch reality shows? What's that?
Hockey.
Ooh, you're a hockey girl.
I love hockey.
Let's hear it. Bruins?
No, the Rangers.
Ooh, New York. Mark Messier.
Yeah.
Mark Messier. I like the Rangers. I liked back in the day. Mark Messier was killer. No shit, Brandi.
Yeah.
How long you been a Rangers fan?
Oh, probably since the early 2000s. Luckily, the farm team for the Rangers, the Hartford Wolfpack. So I go to their games like all the time throughout the year because you're ultimately watching the Rangers for the most part. Because I've seen so many people come up and down, and even like their really good goalie right now, Igor Shesterkin. He was a Wolfpack player, and I got to see him numerous times. So it was pretty cool to like see him get into the big leagues and, actually become one of their top goalies.
I love sports, and I love the hard hitting shit because I love being a fucking tough man. You know what I mean? But I love hockey. I didn't know Igor was from. I didn't know you guys had a farm league. We have the Portland Pirates, who are the farm league of I think the Bruins. But you see people come up. Like we had what's his face start here, Brad Manchard, or fuck, I can't think of his name. But the one who used to start fights with the Bruins, Manchard or something, Brad. So. But anyway, it's cool, the independent leagues, and hockey is a tough sport, and honestly, it's pretty exhilarating to watch.
And it's easy to follow. Like, it's so easy to follow. You watch a puck for 20 minutes 3 times, you're good.
Right.
I couldn't tell you how to like do baseball and football. I don't pay attention.
I mean, well, once in a while the ref blows the whistle because the puck gets shot way at the end of the court, but then it's like, okay, cool, I'll have a couple chips or something while I wait. But for the most part, puck is nonstop. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And to see it live's nice because it's always nice and cool, not super hot. And they always have good
Exactly.
nachos. They always have good nachos there.
And popcorn. Popcorn's the best.
Yeah. Elliot, what about you? You like anything like wrestling or boxing, football, hockey? You in any of that shit, or you just pretty much like what's your go-to? Do you like comic books or anything?
I actually don't really like sports at all. I never liked sports even as a kid.
Yep, that's
But
fair.
I'm actually really into reading books. I love reading books about, like, I mostly read nonfiction books about animals, veterinary books, ghost books, of course. I uh, I read some fiction books too. I like twisted fairy tale stories, like where the fairy
Ooh.
tales turn gory. I love that.
Like the Grimm tales, like the original fairy tales about what do they call it? The Grimm, like the original Big Bad Wolf, but instead of being like, oh, pretty eyes, it's like, oh, I'm gonna eat your face. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it's kind of dark. Yeah, the dark. Yeah,
I've read the Grimm tales. Yeah.
that's cool. I can dig that. I like that. Who's your favorite author? Do you like Stephen King?
I actually don't like Stephen King that much.
Wah,
I
wah, wah.
I know. But I just don't
Nothing
like
wrong
the
with
way
that.
he writes.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion, dude, and you're a smart dude. And even though I disagree with you, I respect your decision because if everybody likes Stephen King, what's the fucking point? I like him because I'm a Maine native, but that's fair, Elliot. Go ahead. So, who's one of your inspirations? Is it like? Let's hear it. Who's one of your? Is it more like I don't know. Go ahead. Actually, you tell me.
I don't really have a favorite author, really. I kind of just like go to the bookstore and grab whatever books call to me, really.
I like that. I go to the witchcraft. I go to the dark section. I go to the non-religious religious section. Excuse me, I'm taking a hit. Sorry. Excuse me. Good bud. I go to like the dark section. Like I try to go to the part where the witchcraft books are, the hauntings are, certain stuff. So that makes sense to me. So that's respectable. I understand that. So we're at 9:00. We'll go about everybody saying awesome show. Thank you so much, King. Bruins junior team is in Providence, King said. Okay, well, I think, yeah, we're the third team, King. Everybody says thank you. Great show. This hour flew by. Is there anything you guys want to touch on or say thank you or give a shout out to? Now's the time to do it.
Yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We definitely love what we do, and we're always looking for new places to go. So put some out there for us if you want. You could message me. We look for anything. We're always up for driving somewhere.
Our Instagram is the most active, so.
Instagram is, Elliot?
Yeah.
Can people message you guys on there if they have a home case? We can go a little bit over. We'll go about 5 minutes over, but you guys do home cases?
Yeah, we love home cases.
We actually team up with another paranormal group in Connecticut, Two Brothers Extreme Paranormal. We do a lot of stuff with them as well. So yeah, we like to bring on some teams if we don't feel like we could handle it ourselves. So
see, excuse me. That's what I like is that you guys are confident, but you're not like overconfident. You're not like, yeah, we can do it all. That's how I am. I'm a historian and researcher, all that shit. I can't cast out fucking demons. I'm not gonna pretend to because I ain't getting into that muck. I'll call them the big guns. You said we know people. We know Johnny Zaffis. We know all those people. You know Sean Austin, and they know people too. But you're in it for the scouting and you're in it to get answers. And I fucking love that. Everybody says great show. Great show. Says George Cannon. Says Dave. Says Terry York. Nicole, Witch and Life Guy. Carlos Nunez, the King. Bill Lyons, they're all writing great show. Thank you guys for listening. This will be up tomorrow, like every other episode is on Spotify. It'll be up on Anchor FM. It'll be up on Google, on iTunes, on Paranormal King Radio Network, and the archives for eternity until after I'm fucking dead. And it'll be on my YouTube channel, Historically Haunted, my YouTube channel. I also have Adam the Historian Ghost on YouTube. It'll be on my Facebook page, Historically Haunted, as well as Brandi's and them. I'm sure they'll have it and share it. Yep. And fuck, I honestly, this flew by. I wish I could have 2 hours. I look forward to having you guys again if you don't mind coming on. And like I said, I'll reach out to you soon. I'd love to have you both on my podcast, which is a visual podcast. You'll need a camera. It's through StreamYard. It'll be on a Tuesday. We'll reach out for then. I have openings all in July and August, I believe. Love to have you come on then. Love to have you guys have your fucking beautiful faces on there, talk some shit, show some shit off, and we'll do an hour there too. Anything else real quick? Anything you can think of?
Just thank you, Adam, for inviting us.
Oh, you're welcome,
Brandi.
Brandi.
For inviting me.
No, Eliot, you too. Please send me your friend request, Eliot, if you're on Facebook. Your mom has been so great. She likes my shit. She's so modest. I didn't really know she was in a team until I did some looking. What I do is when people... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry. I'm not really active on Facebook. I'm more active on Instagram and Twitter.
All right. Well, I'm on Adam the Historian Ghost Hunter on Instagram. I don't go on much, but I believe I have a picture of you guys on there. I believe. I've been in the middle of moving up to Bangor, so I'm kind of lost this week, a little bit off. But that's usually where I'm on as far as Instagram goes, and I'll follow you back. Brandi and Eliot, DOA Supernatural. It's been fucking awesome. I appreciate you guys coming on and sharing your knowledge with me. Brandi, you done well. You're very, you did good. You're very fucking low key. You're very smart, and you raised a good kid here. This is good. It's a smart soul you're raising. Maybe you're both raising each other, and that's nothing wrong with that. So from DOA Paranormal, Supernatural, I should say, DOA Supernatural, guys. Brandi, Eliot, say goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in.
And you can I said this will be uploaded on YouTube tomorrow. It'll be on Paranormal King Radio Network, which is on Google. If you look on Historically Haunted, it'll be on the replays a lot in the archives. And you can find them on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Google, whatever the fuck. Even if you can't, just look them up on anything. DOA Paranormal. Supernatural. DOA Supernatural. One word, Supernatural. Brandi, Eliot, Ross, King, everybody in chat, Witch in Nature, thank you so much. Everybody have a great night. God bless. And thank you, historians. Stay real and stay good.
Good night.
Good night.
Hello, this is Adam Began, and I'm the host of Historically Haunted Show, where I talk about some very rare historical and haunted locations that I visited. I also interview some of the very best in the paranormal and cryptozoology field. So tune in every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Paranormal King Radio Network. And prepare to be educated about the unknown.